Good morning, grade 10s. Where is everybody this morning? I guess it's a slow start to a Wednesday morning. Give me those green check marks, you guys, if you're in Blackboard and you've got the live feed going and we are good to go. Okay, just to let me know this morning that everything is well with you all. Perfect. Thanks, you guys. Before we actually get into English, you guys, I will just remind you, because I'm hoping that some students are going to start trickling in here. I'm wondering if everyone thinks that because we have the virtual field trip, it's just the virtual field trip today. I'm hoping not, because we are doing some English beforehand. And here we go. Now everybody's coming in. Perfect. So like I said, you guys, give me those green check marks once you are in. And we shall get started this morning. I do want to remind you guys, though, that we do have a short English class, right, you guys? And then you're going to the virtual field trip from 10 to 11 this morning. So class is a little bit shorter. Yeah, no problem, Christina. So class is a little bit shorter, right? You guys will be done at 11 o'clock, right after the virtual field trip. And after we're done our English, you guys, we'll quickly go over and transition you through the instructions on how to get through to the virtual field trip. Okay? No, Jenna, so everybody, the virtual field trip, you're just staying at home. Okay? Everybody's got a link that we've put into the course on the homepage, and we'll walk through it, all right, once we're done English here. So at about 9:45, I'll walk you through some instructions, all right, and hopefully we'll be able to log on with no problems. Cross our fingers. All right, so I want to dive right in today, you guys, because we're really at that stage where now your rough draft of your slam poem should really be starting to formulate, right? Whatever topic you chose, whether it was from your free write, whether it was from your narrative or descriptive paragraph, that memory, right? Or a completely different topic. It was totally up to you guys, right? I wanted to give you guys some voice and choice on that topic, okay? And I think I know what almost everybody is writing about now. So that's fantastic. So today we're really gonna focus on finishing off our rough drafts and submitting them into Moodle so that I can get a clear view of where you guys are headed, right? And give you guys a bit more techniques around slam poetry and what you should be incorporating into your writing, okay? So here's your learning targets for this morning, ladies and gentlemen. And you start to incorporate that emotional aspect, the tone of your writing, right? Those descriptive words, all of that into your writing to really engage your audience. All right, those are your learning targets. So today, you guys, on the agenda, basically we're gonna do a video example, right? Give you some more exposure to slam poems. We're gonna revisit the criteria. All right, that's a big one that I really want to focus on today around the rough draft. And then basically you're completing your rough draft, and then I've got a reflection for you guys at the end of the class, all right? So right away, let's just go in. You have already seen or heard this slam poem being performed, right? This is Marshall Jones again, doing the touch screen one. But what I wanted to focus on this, you guys, is because it is a little bit different than the first version we watched, all right? So I really want you to focus on what are the differences that you can see between this version of his performance versus the last version of his performance. So again, it is in your assignment, you guys. So if you head to the course right here, and if you scroll down, I'm pretty sure I was smart and opened it up first, you guys. I did. Look at me. All right, there's your rough draft. That's where you're heading. So that's where the video is, you guys. Just let me activate this and it'll pop up. And there it is. All right, so this is the video that I want you guys to watch first and start thinking about the differences, because like I said, you guys, you've already seen and heard this one earlier on a couple lessons ago. I want you to think about the differences, okay? I'm just gonna quickly check to see how much time this needs. Oh, perfect, 4 minutes. So I'm gonna give you guys 5 minutes, okay, to give you a little bit of think time as well about the differences, and then we'll quickly partner it up and do a quick think, pair, share. All right, so go ahead, you guys, 5 minutes, and be ready to discuss. All right, so that should have given you enough time there, you guys, to watch that video, right? If you're coming in late, we just watched the second version of Marshall Jones' touchscreen slam poem, you guys. So what I'd like to do is just partner up really quickly. I'll try to leave you guys who just came into the room kind of out of this, and you can just sit back and just listen for a minute. And I just want to do a quick pair share now, right? What were those differences in the two videos that you've now seen? All right. So really quickly, Kaylin and Christina, can you partner up? Let's go Emery and Ian, Jenna and Jesse, Jonah and Josh. Let's go Leeds and Maddie. Okay. So you guys partner up, and let's just take 2 minutes. What are some of the differences that you guys saw in the two versions? And then we'll come back and we'll share. All right, so take 2 minutes to discuss with your partner. Perfect. All right, so I saw some fantastic differences that you guys picked up on. Okay, so Costin, I left you kind of out of what we're doing there, and now we can join in. All right. So if you guys now, let's bring up the chat here on my screen. Now, can you guys quickly just type into the room chat just one aspect of what you and your partner were talking about? What was one difference, okay, that you saw between the two versions of the same slam poem? Good. Awesome. Okay, so you guys picked up on exactly what I wanted you to pick up on, right? In the first one, and I don't know if you guys mentioned it here though. I noticed a couple of you mentioned it though in your private chat with your partner. Could have depended on the audience that he was talking to, right? This one was a TEDx talk, right? Versus the last one where he was probably in just some dive bar, right? So different, very, very different audience. But you're right. I think the body movement really played up and communicated that he was very, very passionate about this topic, right? Exactly. A lot more facial expressions, a lot more actions with his body versus the last one, he was just using his voice. So you can see that even though you're saying the exact same slam poem, the way that you present it is very, very different, and how the audience will react to it, the emotion that you get from it, right? So that's what I wanted you guys to see. Now, Costin, there's no length whatsoever. There's no length requirement, all right? But this is what we're gonna talk about, Costin. This is a good little segue now into the criteria. You know, I think it was the last class that we worked on this, could have been the one before that, you guys. But I wanted to talk about this, you know, we talked about what was powerful, right? We now need to communicate these words that we came up with, and this is a screenshot exactly of what you guys came up with, right? Now we need to communicate this, what makes a powerful poem, right? Or a powerful slam poem. We now need to come up with that criteria, all right? So some of these words will definitely be in there, but some might be different, right? We may need to add more. Now that we've seen a multitude of examples of what a slam poem should be, right? What were some of those things that made it a powerful slam poem? And that's where I need to take this to the next level to create a set of criteria for you guys. All right. So how we're going to do this is I'm going to keep this slide up so you guys can have some frame of reference. But now we're going to go back. We're going to partner up again. And I want to take another 5 minutes. And I want to now do a partner talk around what makes a powerful slam poem. What elements can you take from the powerful criteria we already came up with? What do we need to add? All right, so I'm gonna re-partner you up because now everybody's on board and seeing what we're doing, okay? So here we go. So you might have the same partners, you might be different partners. So Kaylin and Christina, you guys can stay together. Connor and Emery, can you guys partner up, please? Ian and Jenna, Jesse and Jonah, Josh and Costin, Leeds and Maddie, and Tiana, if you want to chat with me, that would be fantastic. All right, so go ahead. Let's take 5 minutes, you guys. How do we change this to make it into a criteria for our own poems? All right, so go ahead, you guys, and get started on that. Excellent. Finish up what you're talking about because I still see the chat going, okay, and I don't want to cut you off. So feel free, please, to keep going. Yeah, awesome. And I think you guys are picking up on where I kind of was feeling around. How's that, you guys? Is that better? Sorry, I missed one of my mics. Can you guys hear me now? Good. Okay, thanks, Kaylin. Sorry, I missed hitting mute on one of my mics. So as I was chatting with you guys, or as I was watching the private chats, you guys, fantastic. You were kind of at the same spot where I was after last class, because after last class, I was like, okay, I'm going to make this into my criteria now. But I didn't think we went we didn't go far enough. We were really just looking at what is powerful, and we didn't really apply it to poetry. Whereas now, I think we can actually apply this to poetry. So there's some aspects of the criteria on our powerful web that I think we can apply, right? Versus now I think we also need to add some things because I think you've been exposed to more slam poetry, and I think you guys have some really great ideas according to the chat, right? So what I quickly want to do, you guys, is actually go over this in the whiteboard. I'm going to keep this up on the screen for you guys to see. And then on a new whiteboard, okay? So just real quickly here. Sorry, you guys, I gotta tilt my screen here. We're going to create a new, as you can see, you guys, I've given you guys all whiteboard privilege, right? So we're going to create a new web. So now in the middle, we're going to put powerful, and we're going to spell it right. Okay, and then I'm just going to highlight this. Costin, I do see your question there. Just give me a second because apparently I can't multitask today. All right. So now what I want to do, you guys, is make a new web. So I want you to reference, right, the old web that we did, but then add in anything else that you feel is necessary to be part of our criteria, right? So Costin brings up a really good question, you guys, with rhyme. What do you guys think? Do slam poems need to rhyme? What have you seen so far in the examples? Yeah. So it doesn't necessarily have to rhyme, Costin, but exactly leads. It has to flow well. So it may not be a matter of rhyming, but maybe there's a rhythm to your words, right? Maybe that's a better word that we need. But rhyming could be in there because there are some great examples of rhyme, right? Great. Okay, so it's really up to you guys. And Jenna, that's a good point. It's just up to a personal preference. How does it sound, right? The biggest thing I can suggest to you guys, especially once you think you've got a rough draft, is practice saying it out loud. You don't have to do it in front of people, but say it out loud and see if you've got, you know, that rhythm, that flow to the words. All right, that's a really great strategy to use. So now what I'd like to do, you guys, is can we take 5 minutes? You've all got access to the whiteboard now. I'm going to put up on my the live screen here, you guys, the old screen capture of what is powerful, so you can reference that. And then once the 5 minutes up, we'll come back to this and we'll see how the criteria matches up. Yes, Costin, slam poetry is spoken, okay? Absolutely. All right, so it needs to sound fantastic when you say it, okay? So let's take 5 minutes. Same thing, you guys. I'm not going to give you a color. We just don't have time to do that today. But can you make sure, though, that when you put your text on, can you please highlight it, bold it, make it bigger so that it's actually readable on our live screen for the live classroom. If for some reason you can't get the text box to be working, you guys, just send me a quick little private message and I'll put it up for you. All right, so let's take 5 minutes, use what you chatted with your partner, use the powerful criteria, and let's come up with a really focused criteria for our slam poems. All right, 5 minutes, you guys. All right, fantastic, you guys. So if you're finishing off, totally fine. I'm just gonna bring up the whiteboard now here, you guys. Great job. So there's a few of you that were worried about your text boxes and stuff, and that's okay. I can go back and fix all of that. So really, it's just important to get the content on here, you guys, and I'll be able to I'll retype it and make it all look all nice, right, you guys? But I think this is much more representative of the criteria that we need, right, than what we had before. So this is morphed into now relatable criteria to a slam poem, right? Pausing, expression, the emotion, relatable content, I love that. Passionate, okay? Proper grammar, rhythm, all those things, okay? What's funny though is I want you to think about this for a minute. We're gonna keep everything on here, but remember that a slam poem is spoken, okay? So are the grammatical punctuation issues important? Just something to think about. We are going to come back to this really quickly, you guys, but just think about that. Is that something that we need on our criteria? Okay? Think about that. All right, as we head into the next aspect, okay? So I'm just going to bring up my, all right, here's the next thing I want to do. Because I know some of you are probably still like, do I need to write about some big, huge, and all the samples that I'm really showing you guys are about topics that are quite serious, right? But the question I pose is, do all slam poems have to be serious, right? I found a great one that showcases that no, all slam poems do not have to be serious. They can have funny content as well, right? So I'd like you guys to watch this one. Again, it's in the course. Ian, the live field trip isn't until 10. So give me another like 5-10 minutes with English, you guys, and then we'll go through the steps to get you into the live field trip, okay? So this is a slam poem to bacon, all right? Because who doesn't love bacon? Everybody. So think about, as we watch this, you guys, do we need to revise our criteria? That's the other thing. So when you're in here, you guys, if you scroll down, it's this one. So let's see. It's only a minute long. Okay. So let's put 2 minutes up on the board. Okay. And watch this and think in your brain, do we need to revise any of our criteria? Do we need to add anything? Do we need to take away? All right. So go ahead and watch the Bacon Slam poem, 2 minutes, and be ready to come back and discuss. Go ahead. All right. So you guys, if I head back into here, my big question is now, so now we know that slam poems actually don't have to be serious either. Let's take a look at our criteria. Do we need to add anything? Do we need to take anything out from our criteria list? Because once it's into our criteria, you guys, it's what I'm going to be marking. All right, that's how I'm going to be assessing you. So if you feel there's something that needs to be on the list that isn't, or taken off the list, let me know. And again, I'll reiterate to you guys to get you guys thinking. Remember that it's a spoken poem, right? Do we really need the spelling and grammar part, the aspect of that? Just type into the room chat, you guys. If you feel this is great, fantastic, we don't need to change anything. If not, give me a green check mark in Blackboard if you feel that this is perfect and we're good to go. If you want something to change, okay, please type it into the chat. Okay, perfect. Oh, good point, Kaylin. Good point. That's true. Absolutely. That is a good point, Kaylin. Yep, absolutely. You are correct on that one. All right, I need to hear from all of you guys. I need to make sure that you guys are all on the same page. So if you feel that this is this is great criteria, give me a green check mark in Blackboard. Okay? Kaylin, how you feeling? Connor, Emery, Ian, Jesse, Jonah, Leeds, Maddie, Tiana? All right, good. Okay, it looks like I've got the majority of you guys. So I will make sure I screen capture this and we'll put it into the assignment in a nice neat chart like I do all the time, right? For your guys' assessments. Again, I see the chat going, so I want to make sure that we're not, okay. So Ian, what's your reasoning behind it? Because Kaylin actually gave a good reason, right, to keep it on. So why do you say that? Okay, as Ian formulates, okay, I am going to head back, you guys, because now we're coming up to that time where the field trip's going to be starting soon, and I want to make sure I give myself enough time to show you guys how to log in and stuff like that and make sure you're ready to go. Really, your next task is to now complete your rough drafts. In the assignment, you guys, I've actually given you another template to help you formulate your thoughts if you need it. You don't have to use it, all right? So if we head back there, right? You don't have to use it. So I've given you this template here, but you don't have to. You may have already got a formulating a response, right? Okay. Oh, okay, gotcha, Ian. Sounds good. Yeah. Thanks for the clarification. The last thing, you guys, and we're not going to have time to watch this, you guys, today, but if you could please watch this on your own time. This is a fantastic example, and tying it back into our poetic devices that we did last class, this is a great example of how you can use poetic devices. Also, it's a great example of how you can be powerful without actually, without body language. Just like at the beginning with Marshall Jones, how he used his body, but you don't have to. You can still just use your voice to be just as powerful, right? So this is a really great example. So make sure you watch this as well on your own time. Now, that is the end of English, you guys. I will make sure that I post the criteria by the end of the day so that you guys have reference for your rough drafts, all right? Are there any questions? If you are good to go, can you just give me a green check mark? You understand that your rough drafts are due basically by next class. Because we're going to be doing some peer assessment, okay? Good, excellent. I want to see those sea of green check marks, ladies and gentlemen. Christina, if you're good. Connor, give me those green check marks. Costin, Maddie. Good, excellent, thank you. Okay, so here we go, you guys. It's gonna start in just over 10 minutes, the live virtual field trip. If you guys all head to your home page right now, okay? Oh, look at that beautiful photo. Who are those good-looking people, right? Oh, Maddie, it does now. It does. Yeah, thank you. All right. If everybody's on their home page, this is the page you need to be on your BC Blended Learning. If you scroll down, right here are your instructions for your virtual field trip. So I haven't even tried to do this, so let's try to do it together right now to make sure it works. So basically on the bottom, you guys, it says how to join the tour. So you click on the link, and then you have to select the private tours on the bottom and then enter the access code, and it is case sensitive. But before we go through this together, I wanted to remind you guys too as well, this is a great opportunity for your planning 10% mark, your career exploration. Okay, so if you guys want to use this as your career exploration, this is another opportunity for you guys to use that. All right. So please be aware of that. If you don't want to get out and do a job shadow, again, this is another career opportunity. So make sure that you are getting enough information from our host, right? That you can really delve into what he does as his job. All right? So let's click on this. Let's see what happens, you guys. Here we go. So it takes us to the Cleveland Museum of Natural History. And then it says to scroll down to the bottom. And there we go. There's the private tours tab. So we need to go in here. And I'm going to go back and just copy and paste this code, you guys, because I'm not good at, there we go. So there's your access code, right, you guys? And let's hit submit. Let's see what happens. I don't know. Okay, it looks like I'm in, because this is new, right here. So I'm thinking, you guys, that once you're in, that I'm assuming, I don't know, let's hit play. Let's just see what happens. I don't know. Oh, here you go. So you're early. Okay, but once you're logged in, this is what's going to be up. All right, perfect. Now we know. Did everyone get in? Give me a green check mark if you actually got logged in, you're ready to go. I know you're early. So right at 10 o'clock, you guys, you need to click that the submit button, and you should be in. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Kaylin. Ian, I don't know. I don't know how many live field trips are going to be. We kind of just are throwing this in, okay? So, Kaylin, for ADC planning, remember the 10% of your planning mark is a career exploration activity, whether it's a job shadow, whether it's a spotlight, the RCMT spotlight that we did. This can be included, right? So you just have to go under the planning assignments. There's that career exploration. If you go in there, there's a detailed explanation of what you have to accomplish to get your 10%, okay? So that's what it is. So Jonah, good, you figured that out. Excellent. Does that make sense, Kaylin? All right. So this is what you're doing from 10 to 11, you guys. All right. So let's take the 10-minute break. Okay. Get your sillies out. And then you, right at 10 o'clock, you guys log into the Cleveland Museum and you will spend an hour with the gentleman from the museum and casting bones and see what the museum's like. I think he's actually going to give you a tour of the museum as well. So super exciting. Hopefully it's good, you guys. I'm going to log in too and see what's going on. So we do not need to be in Blackboard. So we're going to say our goodbyes right now. All right, you guys. And enjoy the virtual field trip. And we will see you guys. Remember, there's nothing on Friday, no school, right? Remembrance Day. So we'll see you guys next week. Oh, is anybody coming to the military museum? Make sure you come to the military museum in the afternoon tomorrow, you guys, right? Hopefully you can make it. All right? Okay, bye guys.